What's going on, guys? We are going through the preferences. Akai Force preferences. Akai Force preferences. The Akai Force preference screen. How to get it set up and get it going right, or the way I have mine set up in a way that makes it run good. What's going on, guys? It's your brother O.T.G. Charles Paris. Real name, no gimmicks. And the O.T.G's for overtime grind. Hardly seen, but I'm always around. And today I'm just going to go through my preferences set up on my Akai Force. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. If you want to support this channel, just check out the Gumroad and everything down below. All kinds of cool stuff for your Akai Force. So right now, I always keep my Wi-Fi off. I keep my Wi-Fi off. I had an incident where a couple weeks ago, I don't know what was going on with maybe the server, but I had the Wi-Fi on in the middle of making a beat. The server went down, crashed, and all of my plugins stopped working. They started working the next day, but because of that experience, Wi-Fi off all the time. So Ethernet, I keep that disconnected. Now Bluetooth, I do have my OP1 right here. And so if I turn my Bluetooth on and I go to my settings, I'll just click this and advertise. I'll hit connect. And it acts a little funny, right? It should connect, but it doesn't. So if I hit remove, go to advertise again. If I go to Ethernet back to Bluetooth, it'll pop up. I'll hit pair, and it'll pair that way. So see, it's connected. So with your Bluetooth devices, I don't know how that works for you guys, but for me, it runs a little funny. So now audio device, I have the 32 inputs and outputs on. So here we go to audio export. So I have enabled this streaming on, recording depth at 24, bounce extract bit depth at 24, default audio warp algorithm. I have it set at Pro 10. Audio tracks auto warp, I have off. Beat auto detection, 75 to 155 BPM. Those are my settings on my audio / export. MIDI / sync. You see I have the Force, I have OP1 Bluetooth. So I could have it connected to the track or I could sync it. I don't have anything else hooked via MIDI. I do have the Verse Lab connected through the Force outputs. So through the Force output, I have it connected to my Verse Lab hardware. I have empty slots on them, track select buttons disabled in notes and step sequencing. This becomes important if you want to do select track. You would also come here if you want to be able to select multiple tracks to record at the same time. I have my pad brightness low. I have my pad threshold at 8, which is normal, my pad sensitivity at 5, and my pad curve on B. Velocity after touch, it'll show on how hard you touch the pads, see? So there's the velocity and the after touch. So you can see how I'm touching the pad. I have my screen dimming on 10 minutes and my brightness at dimmest. My tap tempo is 3 taps. You could change that. I have my tempo light flashing, so it's always flashing to the tempo. I don't have any of this stuff set. So my sequencer, I have no length as recorded. So that's important. I don't have it truncated, so I don't truncate the length to 2 bars or 4 bars. If I record 10 bars, we record 10 bars. That's important. Solo behavior is single. You can turn it on to multi. Record arm behavior is single. This is where you could come and turn it to multi. So, I would use that if I am, say I have my MIDI controlling my verse lab, right? And now I recorded the notes into the MIDI track, and I want to record the audio in to the audio track, or I want to play MIDI and record audio in at the same time. I would use multi. I'll show it in a video. Record, track, mute, and solo events. Now, this doesn't work. I've said that a bunch of times. I don't know why. I've showed it in a bunch of videos on the MPC and on the Force that it does not record solo events. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, but whenever I try to automate solos, it doesn't work. Okay. Note length as played, so I don't truncate to clip end. I let it be as long as I hold the notes. Q-Link playhead increment 1/16. Display resolution, I have this set at 96 ppqn. Project defaults, I have my tempo set at 87 BPM. It's not my default global tempo. Default mode is main mode, so this is new. We could go to clip matrix, we could start at sounds, or we could start at main mode. So next time I'm gonna have it start at the sound screen. Default Q-Link mode, I have it set to screen. You could set it now to different parameters. Default sequence and bars is 128. Default sequence loop, I don't have that set. Default playback selection to clip. Default recording destination to a clip. Record and overdub shift behavior, alternative recording destination. Main mode, launch selected clip during playback. I don't know what that is. We could select it. I believe that's new. Default pad slice, pad. Drum key group filter, low pass, so it's set to the low pass. My default plugin I have is set is Fabric XL, but right now I'm going to change it to something extremely light. Let's start with Sub Factory from now on. Default audio monitor, I have mine set to merge. So whenever I have an audio track, it's already set to merge, which means it's always playing the audio in. I don't have to go turn it on, but I do have to turn it off after I record audio to it. But when I make a new audio track, I don't have to turn it on because I have it at merge. I don't keep the use fixed track color. Enable pad user level by default, which I could set it to 64, but I don't. Project load save. New project behavior is an empty project. I could set a template in there. Auto load file, we could set it to open up a template every time. I don't do auto save, so I don't do that. General. Now I wish we could set this to and it would stay, but this is where you could turn it to the MP sound like or emulate the 3000, the 60, the SP1200, etc. But every time you start a new project, it goes back to none. You would have to come in here and set it. Audition autoplay is at 30 seconds. My audition outputs are 1 and 2. I have the Q preview off, slice preview off. Show mode shortcut panel, I have that. Automation lane follows Q links and collects usage stats. So that's how I have that set. And now, if you come out, you can see how I have this set over here. I have it set as the main mode, sound, sample, edit, Q-link, edit, track, edit. Let's go to new project and see how it looks when it starts with the sounds mode. So we'll go new project. Oh, that's pretty dope. And we start right off with sound. So let's see. I wonder if we could set this to notes mode. And where did we load this piano at? Let's see what we got going on. Alright, so it loaded right on our front page. Alright, so you can see how that goes. And that is the preferences screen, man. Hopefully you found some value in this video, man. Hopefully you could see or learn something. You know, people ask me, how do I have my preferences set up, especially with having all of this gear. I have it set up pretty simply, but the main thing that I do is have it start with my knob screen right here, so my knobs always follow my screen. And then yeah, I have the audio track that loads right here, and so we can always play audio in, you know, and record in real time. So those are two things that I do have set in my preferences that are extremely important. All right, here's another video, guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, and it's your brother O.T.G.